Hello and welcome to lesson 3-4. In this lesson, we're going to focus on multiplying two-digit numbers by other two-digit numbers. Now, in our previous lesson, we talked about multiplying a two-digit number by a one-digit number. So now we're going to see how we can extend that concept into using two digits and so on. Let's go ahead and watch our short video lesson, and then we can go into our notes and guided practice together.
A ferry carried 37 cars per trip on the weekend. If the ferry made 11 trips on Saturday and 13 trips on Sunday, how many cars did it carry on the weekend? How many trips were made on the weekend?
Select your answer.
You can add to find that 24 trips were made on Saturday and Sunday. So the ferry carried 37 times 24 cars on the weekend. Use an area model to find the partial products for 37 times 24. Break both 37 and 24 into tens and ones. 4 times 7 equals 28. 4 times 30 equals 120. 20 times 7 equals 140. 20 times 30 equals 600. The sum of the partial products is 888. The ferry carried 888 cars on the weekend. You can also use the standard algorithm to record multiplication. Step 1. Multiply by the ones. Regroup the two tens. Record the 8 ones. Record the 14 tens. Step 2. Multiply by the tens. Regroup the 100. Record the 4 tens. Record the 700s. The sum of the partial products is 888. The ferry carried 888 cars.
Okay, so let's go back and talk about the different methods that we saw in this video. Now, in the beginning, we talked about doing an area model or the box method. You can call it either one. So what you're doing here is you're taking each one of your numbers, each one of those factors, and you're going to put them on either side of what's basically a box. And you're going to split it into your tens group and your ones group for both sides. So this becomes basically like an area model. So you're finding the area of the space inside. And the way you find area is you multiply one, the long side by the short side. So they split 24 into 20 and 4, and they split 37 into 30 and 7. And then you multiply where each of those numbers cross. So over here, you did the 4 times the 7. The product of 4 times 7 will go in here. 20 times 7 will go in here. 4 times 30 will go down here. And then 20 times 30 will go here in the middle. And what they did was they recorded those partial products and then added those partial products together to find their whole product. Now you can do it that way, or you could use what we call a standard algorithm, which is the regular stacking and regrouping. So when you do this, you want to start with the ones place number on the bottom. You multiply it first by the other ones place number above it, and then by the tens place number above it. You regroup and carry over as needed. Once you've done that, then you jump in and you do the tens place. So you do the tens place on the bottom times the upper ones place, record and carry over anything you need to carry over to regroup. Then the tens place on the bottom times the other tens place on top. Do your calculation and add in any regrouping. And then once you add those two partial products, you'll have your whole sum. So they'll both get you to the same answer. They'll just get it to you in different ways. All right, let's take a look at our notes for this lesson. So our lesson again is titled Multiply two-digit by two-digit numbers. So what is a common way to record multiplication? You can stack and multiply using your standard algorithm. That's the regular way. You can use partial products by stacking or by using the box method, or what we call an area model. So let's take a look at our first example. Miss Silva has 12 weeks to train for a race. Over the course of 1 week, she plans to run 15 miles. If she continues training, how many miles will Miss Silva have run before the race? So what I know is that she's going to be training for 12 weeks and she wants to run 15 miles each week. So I need to multiply 12 times 15. Now I could use my area model and do partial products. So I broke apart the 12 into 10 and 2 more, and then I broke apart the 15 into 10 and 5 more. So each one got broken up into its place values. All right, so the 2 times the 5 gave us 10. The 2 times the 10 gave us 20. The 10 times the 5 gave us 50, and the 10 times the 10 gave us 100. So we multiplied the ones times the ones and recorded our partial product. The ones times the tens recorded the partial product. The tens times the ones recorded that partial product. And then finally the tens times the tens and recorded that partial product. So here I color coded it to match our area model on top. So once you add up these numbers, so 10 plus 20 plus 50 plus 100, you'll get to a total of 180. Now, if I want to use a standard algorithm, I'm going to stack and multiply. So I have my ones on top of my ones, my tens on top of my tens. I'm making sure to use proper place value stacking to make sure that each place value is stacked on top of a similar place value number that's also in that same equation. So the 2 times the 5 gave me 10. So I put a 0 here and I regrouped and carried my 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus that 1 extra is 3. Now, I'm moving into the tens place. So this 1 that's in the 12, this group of 10 that's part of the 12. Since I'm starting to work in my tens place, my answer needs to start in the tens place as well. So I put a 0 placeholder in the ones place. And 1 times 5 is going to give me 5, or 50. If you were going to do 10 times 50, you would put 50. And then 10, and then the 1 times the 1 would give you 1. So I put the 1 over here. And then 30 plus 150 equals 180. So when you're working in the ones place, your answer begins in the ones place. When you move to the tens place, your answer needs to begin in the tens place. So you put a 0 placeholder in the ones place to kind of hold that spot so that you can begin in the correct place value. Now, once you start multiplying by larger number, by hundreds, once you get to the hundreds place value, you need to put 2 placeholders so your answer can begin in the hundreds, and so on and so on. So again, 2 times 5 gave me 10. I put my 0 and carried my 1. 2 times 1 was 2, plus 1 more was 3. Put my 3 right here. Then I put my 0 placeholder and moved to my next spot. 1 times 5 was 5. 1 times 1 was 1. Added them together and I got the same total of 180. So Miss Silva will have run 180 miles before the race. Our next example says using partial products and the box method, or like we said, an area model, will help you to see exactly what you're multiplying by decomposing your factors into their individual place values. So what that means is you're separating the ones, the tens, the hundreds, and so on, so that each group is by itself. So in the example above, 15 was decomposed into 10 plus 5, and 12 was decomposed into 10 plus 2. Then you multiply all the parts by each other to find your partial products, and then you add those partial products to find your final answer. So once you have all your partial products and you add them together, you'll get to your final product. So here we can see 12 was decomposed into 10 plus 2. And we were going to multiply that by 15 that was decomposed into 10 plus 5. So we did the 10 times the 5, we did the 10 times the 10, gave us 100. The 10 times the 5 gave us 50. So now that we multiplied this 10 by everything over there, now we'll use our next number. The 2 times the 10 gave us 20, and the 2 times the 5 gave us 10. We put together all those partial products and got to our answer. Okay, let's take a look at another example. It says, write the multiplication equation that's related to the array below. Find the partial products and then calculate the final product. So they drew this out for us, and we had to count how many we had. So I counted down, this was 10 and 4, so this was 14. So I split it at 10 and 4. This was 10 and 9 more, so it was 19. So I split it down to separate the 10 from the 9. And then I was able to do my multiplication. 10 times 10 gave me 100, that's my yellow. 10 times 9 gave me 90, that's the pink. 4 times 10 gave me 40, that's my orange. And then 4 times 9 was 36, that was the green. So what I did here was I took my 14, I decomposed it into 10 plus 4. I took my 19, I decomposed it into 10 plus 9, found all the partial products over here. And then I want to add all those partial products together. So the 100 plus the 90 plus the 40 plus the 36 gave me 266. All right, let's take a look at another example before we get into our guided practice. Let's fill in the missing numbers to show your partial products and then find your final product. So here they gave us a standard algorithm, and the highlighted spaces were the places that were left blank. So it was 16 times 22. They did 2 times 6 was 12, so I had the 2 and they carried the 1. So then we have to do the next digit. 2 times 1 is 2, plus that 1 gave us 3, so I put a 3 down here. Now that I finished working with my ones place and I need to move to my tens place, I put the 0 placeholder in the ones place and I begin my answer in the tens. So 2 times 6 gave me 12. I put my 2, I carried another 1 up here. 2 times 1 gave me 2, plus that 1 extra that I carried gave me 3. I added those two partial products and I got a total of 352. Now another example to find my missing numbers and partial products. Here I had 27 times 12. So I broke apart my 27 into 20 plus 7. I broke apart my 12 into 10 plus 2. And then I started to multiply. 20 times 10 gave me 200. 7 times 10 gave me 70. 20 times 2 gave me 40. And then 7 times 2 gave me 14. So I listed all of my partial products and I began to add them. So the 20 plus 7, 200 plus 70 gave me 270. 40 plus 14 was 54. So then I added those together and I got a total of 324. So here you can see the different ways that we were able to stack to find our partial products. Here by using an area model, and here by stacking and adding using a standard algorithm. All right, let's take a look at the guided practice. Number 1 says, Janet said that the standard algorithm is just a shortcut for partial products. Do you agree? Explain. So yes, I agree, because when you multiply by the ones in the standard algorithm, you find the first two partial products, and then you add them together. And when you multiply the ones of the first number by the ones and the tens of the second number, you found 2 of your partial products. Number 2, it asks us to solve using a standard algorithm and an area model. So we had 41 times 23 using a standard algorithm. 3 times 1 was 3, so I recorded that. 3 times 4 is 12. I had no other digit, so I recorded the whole 12 down here. Now I needed to multiply the tens place, which was the 2. So I put my 0 placeholder in the ones so I can begin in the tens. 2 times 1 is 2. I recorded that. And 2 times 4 is 8, so I recorded that. I added my two partial products of 123 plus 820, gave me a total of 943. Now, if I wanted to do that same problem using an area model, or our box method here, I split the 20 and the 3 apart, and the 40 and the 1 apart. So 20 times 40 gave me 800. 20 times 1 gave me 20. 3 times 40 gave me 120, and 3 times 1 gave me 3. So 800 plus 120 plus 20 plus 3 gave me, again, 943 as my total. That takes us to the end of our guided practice for this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.